Welcome back to the IBFP. Here's your host, Foxy New.
Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. It's me again. Let's just dig right into it. Eddie Hearn has recently come out and stated that Canelo Alvarez will fight either Callum Smith or DEMETRIUS Andrade. And this is his exact statement. He states, hopefully one of our guys get the pick. We're ready to go. We're training. And it would be an honor to be selected as Canelo Alvarez's opponent. I think if he can't fight Callum Smith, I think he fights DEMETRIUS Andrade. Now that's Eddie Hearn's own words. This is an Eddie Hearn who gets and makes all the fights for DEMETRIUS Andrade. So if there's ever a fight for DEMETRIUS Andrade to be made, you would have to go through his boss, through his promoter in Eddie Hearn. Even DEMETRIUS Andrade says himself, hey, if you want to fight me, you need to talk to Eddie. So now you understand that his own boss, his own matchmaker, his own promoter is stating that it's either Canelo Alvarez facing DEMETRIUS Andrade or Callum Smith. And the reason why this is so intriguing is, if you look at DEMETRIUS Andrade, this guy has been hyped up as being the most feared fighter between 160 and 168. This is the guy that everybody keeps saying that Canelo's afraid of. This is the guy that people are saying that has a horrible style for Canelo Alvarez. This is a guy that people say that Canelo Alvarez is ducking and won't even touch, and won't even look in his direction. This guy is what you call a fanboy god. And we're just going to debunk that, because if you look at it, Eddie Hearn has already debunked it. Why is he even in consideration for a Canelo Alvarez fight if Canelo's so afraid of him? It makes no sense. Any fanboy telling you that is an obvious liar. Look at it like this. If Canelo Alvarez is so afraid of DEMETRIUS Andrade, but yet DEMETRIUS Andrade got dropped and hurt by Vanes Monterosian, but yet Canelo's afraid? Canelo's afraid of that guy? Canelo's so afraid of DEMETRIUS Andrade that Canelo Alvarez was in serious negotiations for DEMETRIUS Andrade fight before he fought Sergey Kovalev. But he's afraid? And why? And a lot of people are going to ask, well, why did he pick Kovalev instead of DEMETRIUS Andrade? Well, it's very simple. If you look at DEMETRIUS Andrade, it's the who's of nobody. If you look at Sergey Kovalev, this guy already has a Hall of Fame resume and a career. So basically, if you're going to pick the more accomplished fighter, the better name, the bigger name, and the more proven fighter. At least Sergey Kovalev was proven at the elite level. DEMETRIUS Andrade was never competed against anyone at the top level. Not once in his career, and he's basically at the end of his prime. So who would you pick to make your resume better? A DEMETRIUS Andrade who's fought nobody, or a Sergey Kovalev who's fought at the top level, the elite level, and most people felt like beat Andre Ward in the first fight? You got to be honest. And then this is a DEMETRIUS Andrade people say is so afraid, Canelo is so afraid of, but yet struggle with Jack Colque. Explain that to me. How are you struggling with a guy the caliber of Jack Colque, but Canelo's scared? It makes no sense. Canelo's so afraid of DEMETRIUS Andrade, but yet he'll fight a guy at the level of Floyd Mayweather. Many people consider to be one of the all-time best fighters that ever walked the face of the earth. But yet Canelo's so afraid of DEMETRIUS Andrade's skills, but yet he'll fight Floyd Mayweather. It makes no sense. Are you saying Andrade has more skills than Floyd? Are you that stupid? Are you that dumb? Come on now. Are you saying that, Canelo's so afraid of DEMETRIUS Andrade's style, but yet Canelo Alvarez ended up facing an Landy Lada? What are you talking about? It doesn't make sense. Why would Canelo be afraid of this guy when he's fought fighters who have a similar style, a better style, a more refined style, more skills, and a higher IQ than DEMETRIUS Andrade? But yet he's afraid of DEMETRIUS Andrade. That makes no sense. And, if you want to break it down and be objective about it, DEMETRIUS Andrade actually ducked Landy Lada. He's the one who came out and stated that he'd rather face a regular title holder who has an interim belt in Jack Colque instead of facing Landy Lada, who was the super champion, the real champion, the actual belt holder. Those were his words, not mine. And I'm going to just break down the truth for you. Any channel telling you that Canelo Alvarez is ducking, afraid, or doesn't want to face DEMETRIUS Andrade is biased. Anybody telling you that is biased, who's ignorant, who's not informed, or who is just a complete utter moron, or they either know the facts and are honestly misleading you on the truth. You got to think about it like this. Why would Canelo duck a guy when he's faced, guys like Floyd Mayweather, Landy Lada, Sergey Kovalev, Danny Jacobs, Triple G, and DEMETRIUS Andrade has fought nobody? See, at the end of the day, action speaks louder than words, and action speaks louder than fanboys' feelings. But once again, unbiased as always, it's the IBFP.